Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. So we're just gonna give the others just 2 minutes to join, and then we will start at 12:02.
Night. It was a night of emotions, cluster of emotions. Let's say 55.
Alrighty. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. I hope you'll be able to absorb all the information that you need for the hackathon and any tips that you might need to ensure that your solution is sharp and proper. So I'll first start by introducing myself. So my name is Zinhle Vilagazi, and I work for GirlCode as the event organizer. And today I will be your host for this webinar. We do have our speakers, our two speakers, Phumudzo as well as Francis, who will be joining us and giving us workshops in AI as well as fintech, cybersecurity, sorry. So I hope you have your books ready to take any notes, and please do ensure that your mic is turned off. We will utilize the chat box for any questions that we may have. And we are actually going to start off with a quiz, an AI quiz. So if you can just ensure that you type out your answers, and yeah, and in terms of the camera, our speakers, if you can just kindly turn on your cameras when you start your presentations. Alrighty. Mandy, if you can assist with just the chats and making sure that we see what is going on. Thank you. I'll just put on the statement. So we are going to start off with a quick poll, so it's fun and take. I'm just going to put 2 questions on the chat box, and if you can just quickly answer. Phumudzo and Francis, you are more than welcome to switch on your cameras as well as your mics. You can actually answer the questions on camera and on mic. However, the attendees, please do utilize the chat box. Okay, so our first quiz is actually 2 questions. The first question is, which tech trend excites you the most right now? Is it AI, cybersecurity, or fintech? Phumudzo and Francis.
Definitely AI right now.
I think I saw it coming.
On my end is cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. I could have guessed your answers, guys. That was so easy. I could have guessed your answers. And on the chat box, I see a lot of AI is popping up. Oh, we also have cybersecurity.
Yeah, in the chat we have AI, cybersecurity. Seems like Francis, people are leaving you there on the cybersecurity side.
Oh, there's one, fintech. I was about to ask, so no one is interested in fintech, guys. But I see cybersecurity and AI are leading. Cybersecurity. Okay. And then our second question is, are you a night coder or an early bird problem solver or a 9 to 5 developer? Over to you, Francis.
Early bird.
Early bird. Okay. Okay. No, it makes sense. As a dev, it honestly makes sense. And Phumudzo?
I beg to differ there, Francis. I feel like the best ideas come at night when everyone is asleep, the city is quiet. That's when ideas are nice and fresh. But I do get the appeal, the early morning appeal. I get it.
Okay. And Mandy, on our chat box, what are we getting there?
We're getting night coders this side.
Oh, so no 9 to 5ers? Nothing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of night coders. Francis, I guess you really went with the phrase, the earliest bird catches the juiciest worm, hey?
I think so. But yeah, given the location or geographical setup you are in will also determine your timing.
That is actually very true. That is absolutely true. Alrighty, and then our next question, in one word, how are you feeling about today's session? So I think this is mostly directed to our attendees, but Phumudzo and Francis, Phumudzo, you can go first. How are you feeling about today's session about AI, the AI workshop?
I'm very excited. I mean, mostly because AI is still at its genesis in Africa. And I feel like orgs like Girl Code, We Think Code, etc., a perfect breeding ground for ideas and just innovation. So I can't wait to see what everyone comes up with and takes from today's session from both Francis and me.
Alrighty. And Francis, how are you
I'm
feeling about today's session?
100% excited. Actually, I wasn't too much into this, not until the team reached out and said, Francis, we need you. We need you to do something for us. And I told them, why not? So I'm so excited. And I also wait to hear from my other colleagues, Phumudzo and the other one will be presenting in the other areas and also engaging with the different, I see different brilliant uh, friends here on the call.
Yes. Alrighty, awesome. And I see a lot of people are excited on the chat box. Others are very curious. That's good. That's good. Curiosity is actually very good. I hope you are also ready to take down any notes. The third question, we're going to be doing two truths and a lie. So we're going to do a tech edition / girl code edition. The first truth or lie is the Girl Code Hackathon has been running for more than 10 years. The second truth or lie is the Girl Code All Women Pan-African Hackathon is an online event that will be running for 30 hours overnight. And then the third truth or lie is each team must have between 2 and 4 members to participate. So, Francis, do you want to tackle it first? Which one do you think is the lie from the 3 statements that I've mentioned?
Wow, you have me here. Given it's my first time to attend this, I'll try give it a shot.
Okay.
Uh, truth, the Girl Hackathon has been running for more than 10 years.
Okay.
I think the second one is false.
Okay.
Truth, for each team must have between 2 to 4 members.
Okay, good try. And then Phumudzo, do you agree or disagree with Francis?
I think they're all. Can you repeat the last option again?
So the last option is each team must have between 2 and 4 members to participate.
They're all true.
They're all true. I'm so sorry, Phumudzo, but Francis beat you to it. So the second one is incorrect. So the GirlCode All Women Hackathon is in person. It's not online. So it will be in person in all the countries that will be hosting at. And the different venues have been released. So it will be 30 hours overnight, but it will be in person. So just for the Girl Coders to note that. And the other ones are true. You do need to be 2 or 4 within your team members. And the Girl Code has been running for more than 10 years. So I see on the chat box, Oguhle, I'm so sorry, but that is incorrect. The statement is actually true. Girl Code has been running for more than 10 years. And then the final quiz will be this or that. Okay, so Francis and Phumudzo, you can just shout out your answer. The first one, MacBook or PC?
Definitely MacBook.
MacBook. Okay.
MacBook.
MacBook. Okay. I see on the chat box there's PC. Nokuphila MacBook all day, every day. All right. And then the second one is dark mode or light mode.
Dark mode.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, I'm light mode on this one. I can't see. I cannot see.
I could definitely relate to you, Phumudzo. Yeah, it's very tough. It's very tough to work on a dark screen when your eyesight is also on the taking side. And then on the chat, I'm not seeing. Are you guys dark? Oh, dark mode, dark mode. All right. Light mode attracts the bugs. Oh, I didn't know that. Mpumelelo, that is such an interesting fact. That is such an interesting fact. Alrighty, and then the final one is tabs or spaces.
Tabs.
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 Yeah.
Okay. I guess we are all in agreement with that one. Tabs. Alrighty then, thank you so much. Thank you so much to the participants as well. You've been a good sport. So we will be now heading straight into our workshops. Our first speaker will be Phumudzo. Francis, you can turn off your camera so that Phumudzo will be able to share a presentation if she has any. Phumudzo, I'll hand it over to you to introduce yourself and you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Before I get started, may I please get an indication of whether or not you can see my screen?
We can see a screen.
Okay, perfect. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Phumi, and I'm a software engineer from 91. We are an asset management firm with a global presence across the world. Our head offices are in Cape Town, London, and New York. And really, today I'm just hoping to impart a few AI lessons and hopefully inspire you to tinker with different AI products that are currently available in the market. All right, there's someone who needs to mute in the background. The sound is a bit distracting.
We'll look out for that. Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy. Before I get started, I just want to open up with a question that I want you to think about throughout the presentation, mine and Francis's presentation, and just throughout the duration before the hackathon. And that is, if Africa had a chance to design its financial systems from scratch today with AI, what would it look like? Africa is an ideal playground for AI innovation, and here's why. Africa is mobile first. We have hundreds of millions of users who use mobile money. AI is already in the mix in everything that we do. We have chatbots, fraud detection technology, and credit scoring that already implements AI. And as much as that is the case, cybersecurity is still fragile in in Africa, and it's expensive. One thing to note is that innovation without security is a ticking time bomb. So we have to build useful and safe technology. Where fintech, cybersecurity, and AI meet, we get a triple power formula. We get durable, inclusive financial technology. Firstly, within fintech, we have payment rails, lending, and financial inclusion. It's how money moves in Africa and how people get credit, and also how merchants get paid. Secondly, cybersecurity is the trust layer in Africa and throughout the world. This is where compliance, data protection, and resilience meet. If users don't feel safe, adoption for technology stalls. Security isn't just a tax, it's how we earn permission to operate. Thirdly, within AI, think about automation, prediction, and personalization. AI is used to spot fraud in seconds, tailor onboarding, answer support in local languages, and AI helps us do more with a lot less. Most importantly, these three branches are a sweet spot for a future proof that is inclusive and safe. Before we get into some of the tools that you can use, I just want to show you Africans who are already winning with AI. Firstly, we have Jumo in South Africa. They've given loans to over 20 million people who had no credit history. How did they do this? They use AI to look at mobile phone data. For example, if you buy airtime regularly and pay your bills on time, their AI knows you're a good loan risk. Secondly, I'm pretty sure we all know Yoko. Wherever you go, you pay with a Yoko pay point now. They provide payment solutions to over 150,000 small merchants across Africa. Their AI analyzes transaction patterns to give business owners insights about peak sale times, customer behavior, and cash flow predictions. A small shop owner can now make data-driven decisions just like big corporations. Now, my favorite here has to be Mshule from Kenya. They use AI to provide personalized tutoring through SMSs. I know, right? AI and SMSs? You really don't need smartphones to use AI. Students can text their questions and get AI-powered educational content back. They've serviced over 2 million students across Africa, many in remote areas with no internet. These companies started exactly where you are right now. They saw problems, they used AI to solve problems, and now they're changing millions of lives. The question is, what African problem will you solve with AI? All right, now let's get into the fun stuff, the stuff that I enjoy tinkering with. You might be thinking, this sounds a bit too complex. In all honesty, it really isn't. Here are a few tools that you can use right now, today, without writing a single line of code. Starting with ChatGPT or Claude. These are like having AI experts in your team. You can ask them to analyze loan applications, to detect fraud, to give financial advice, pretty much anything. Just by typing a simple question or a specific prompt in either ChatGPT or Claude, you can get a well thought out answer. We also have Zapier with AI. Zapier is known for many things, but one of the best things that it currently offers right now is that you can connect with different applications. You can set it up so that when you have a suspicious transaction, for example, that happens, you can incorporate AI analysis that will automatically send an SMS alert to you. No coding required. The beauty is you can prototype your entire idea using these tools before you write any code. You want to test if AI can provide loans, you can use ChatGPT to analyze some of your sample applications. You want to see if AI can detect fraud, give it some transactions. Test transactions though, don't use your personal data because security. You can validate your entire hackathon idea in 30 minutes. Other tools that you can think of that are, honestly, they have low entry barrier. You don't really have to be a coder to use them, but it's fantastic if you understand code, are tools such as AI coding assistants that are in the market right now. You have Devin, Cursor, Replit, and Kiro. Just as a side note, I will send a document that I've put together to Zintle to share with everyone so that you can have these tools and some of the things that you can use them with. With Devin, this is an AI that can actually write entire applications for you. Then you have Cursor. Cursor is like having an AI programmer sitting next to you, helping you write code. We also have Replit. I personally love Replit because you can code directly in your browser with AI helping you in every step of the way. With Replit, it pretty much works as an IDE that has other exciting tools incorporated in it, such as database management, secrets management, etc. Recently, as of Last month, Amazon released a really, really great tool called Kiro, and it's an AI pet programming that makes you code faster. Kiro is an IDE that is AI-centric. Please check it out. It's really fantastic. The crazy thing is these AI tools mean you don't need to be an expert programmer. The AI handles the complex stuff while you focus on solving actual problems. For adding APIs to your applications, if you want to incorporate some AI through APIs, you can use OpenAI API, which adds ChatGPT intelligence to anything that you're building. You can also incorporate Google Vision. This is an AI tool that can read ID cards, bank statements, or any document. You also have other options available out there for speech APIs that will allow you to pretty much do voice banking in local languages. The barrier to building AI solutions has never been lower. Okay, I know that we have the hackathon coming up, and I thought it would be exciting to think about a few ideas for how you can use AI in different scenarios. Where fintech meets AI, you could use voice banking assistants that speaks local languages, which is perfect for rural areas. Or you can build an AI loan officer for micro businesses. This is great for approving small loans instantly. You can also think about a solution that provides smart saving coaching that analyzes spending and gives personal advice. In the cybersecurity and AI realm, you can think about building a fraud detector for small businesses. This is fantastic because a lot of businesses are vulnerable to attacks, and most of them can't afford expensive security. You can also think about building an AI security teacher, which educates people about cyber threats in simple terms. You can also think about how you can develop a phishing blocker that works on WhatsApp or via SMS, where most scams happen. The idea is to pick an idea that excites you the most. Pick an idea where you understand the problem deeply. That's your competitive advantage. And all of that, AI is fantastic, it's great, but like I said, we're still at the inception of the technology. It's still at its genesis, and it's vulnerable to a lot of exploitation and threats. Please just keep these 5 rules in mind when building any solution in AI. Firstly, never hard code keys. Always encrypt whatever you are building or environment-specific variables in .env files, or use vaults such as password keepers, Bitwarden, etc. Also, remember to encrypt sensitive data. Thirdly, validate whatever data you are working with. This is to prevent injections or attacks through whatever AI platform you're building. Fourthly, don't over-collect data. Only keep what you need. This is in line with the law that we have in South Africa, the POPI Act. It's very, very important to build solutions that are within that realm. Here's what I want you to do in your spare time. Tonight, I want you to go to ChatGPT or Claude and ask it about African fintech or cybersecurity problems. See how smart these 2 platforms are. See how you can use them as your brainstorming partner. Over the weekend, if you have time, pick simple tools that you can use from the tools that I shared, for instance, whether it's Devin, Cursor, Replit, or Kiro. Build something small but real. Test it with your friends and family. During the hackathon, I want you to think big, but start small. Remember to solve one African problem really well. Use AI as your secret weapon. Don't just rely on it as a buzzword. And remember, you have everything you need to come up with a solution during your hackathon. For AI assistance, you have tools such as ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. For coding platforms that incorporate AI, you have tools such as Cursor, Replit, and Devin. For AI APIs, OpenAI and Google Cloud are fantastic for this. Most importantly, they are free to use. Also, we have Zapier, which allows you to incorporate different tools such as SMSing tools, WhatsApping tools, and AI. You also have Make that also allows you to do this. With both Zapier and Make, they have free tiers that you can use. So go ahead and test them out. Last but not least, you are building tomorrow. I just want you to leave you with this thought. The one advantage that we have as Africans is that we understand things that Silicon Valley developers will never understand. We know how trust works in African communities. We understand why voice interactions matter more than fancy graphics. We know what small businesses actually need to succeed. Combine that deep understanding with these AI tools, keeping security in mind, and you're not just building applications, you're building Africa's digital future. The intersection of fintech, cybersecurity, and AI isn't just the hackathon's theme, it's Africa's path to digital leadership. I will open the floor to questions if any of you do have any. Otherwise, thank you very much. Do feel free to reach out before your hackathon. I'm willing to answer a few questions about tools that you can use and also share a few things that I have built with the tools that I've shared. Very, very exciting stuff. All right, the floor is open to questions.
Thank you so much, Phumudzo. Yeah, those are very exceptional tips. I think myself as well, as a person who's not necessarily a coder, I'd be able to enter the hackathon and win. So those are really good tips. Thank you so much for that. And ladies, if you have any questions, please do type them out on the chat box and we will ensure that we open up a Q&A session for Phumudzo and Francis at the end of the session. And yeah, Francis, are you ready to take over?
Yes, 100% ready.
Awesome. The floor is yours.
Screen. Okay. Just confirm that you're able to see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. The presentation also visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you so much again for this opportunity. So I'm going to just try to take you through an in-depth presentation regarding cybersecurity. And from the overview, we are going to understand what cybersecurity is. Okay, before I go into the presentation, yes, my name is Francis Topacho. I am in charge of cybersecurity for Absa Uganda. And yes, my colleagues requested me to come and try to share my knowledge with you around cybersecurity. So being in a financial environment, yeah, there is a lot that happens in this area. So yeah, we are going to look at what cybersecurity is and how it's impacting our world. I know the developers, the coders, those interested in AI, please, this is a very interesting area that you have to work closely with. The pathways, when I say pathways, we are looking at the attack vectors, what these hackers or adversaries use to get into your environments, manipulate you. So we are going to look at some of those the measures that we undertake the controls that you put in place to ensure that you at least try to remediate some of these risks. Risk can never be taken off 100%. You just reduce it to an acceptable level. Yes, also we shall look at incident response. It's a very important area when it comes to cybersecurity, because here the question is when and not how. The time is not there. Anytime you can become a victim. So we need to also know how we are able to overcome the let me say the level of gravity that we may experience after an attack. So yes, around what cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is a practice of protecting our systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. Cyber is these attacks over the cyber attacks are attacks we experience over the internet, the globe. As long as you are someone uses a lot of internet-based services, please, you are a customer or you are prone to these attacks. So it is important for us, for the organizations, to ensure that yeah, we look out for the three areas, the triad. I know most of us know it. That is confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the data. Colleagues, friends, the most important asset to an organization is the data. So if it's compromised, there is a lot that happens. As experts in the cybersecurity world, we have to ensure that we protect it jealously, regardless. That's why we are hired, to ensure that this is fully protected. And I want to make it clear to you that the uh, the the enforcement of cybersecurity is not one man's task. It is everyone's task within the organization. We are all requested to ensure that we keep the organization cyber safe. So we have to ensure that all this, whatever we do, we are not jealous. Okay, we are not selfish. We act towards the success of the organization and for our colleagues. So cyber attack, it's a malicious and deliberate attempt, but it can be an individual, an organization, to steal, to take care, to take over your information systems, the data, or even launch an attack on you. Like, it can be just malicious. They just want to malice you, no interest, they want to bring you down. It can even be, I know some of us think it's only within the systems. It can even be human to human, where I don't know if most of us have experienced this in life, where you have co-wives, co-husbands. So some can use this opportunity to do what? Use cybersecurity as a way to do what? To malice you. Uh, I know we have, if I don't know whether most of us have been victims to uh, social media attacks, whereby you see your uh, uh, private videos being leaked. You see, all those are all part of what? Cyber attacks. So the question is, uh, if on the question is not if a cyber attack will happen, but the thing is when will it happen? Are we ready? You see, you should be ready 24/7. So when you look at cybercrime itself, it's just an illegal activity carried out through technology or digital media, social media. It's on the increase everywhere. Someone is using, I know some of us are here, but we are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, you see. All those are all avenues. And today, 93% of cyber attacks are due to financial gain. That is what statistics tell us. Of course, most colleagues want from cyber attackers aim for financial gains. They want to make you get them access to your mobile banking application, your account systems, so that they're able to what? To manipulate and get your finances off. So My focus mainly was around the financial industry is a very interesting area that all of these happen. If you want to really experience what they call pressure at work, experience a financial attack in a financial industry or in a bank, a circle, that's when you'll know that, you know what, you start blaming why your mom gave birth to you to come to this world to suffer. It is not easy. So yeah, when we look out for cyber breaches in the financial industry, most of them through these web applications, especially the externally facing applications, the uh, internet banking applications, internet banking websites, because most financial institutions want their customers to be flexible to transact with ease. So all that the person needs is access to internet, a gadget, and are able to exchange finances. And when you see still around these breaches, because of misconfigurations, the coders, I don't know if we have all the skills that are needed for us to write that powerful, good code, code that is not easily exploitable, code that will not be bypassed through cross-site scripting, injections. You see, the WASP 10, I don't know whether we put the WASP top 10 vulnerabilities into act when we are trying to perform this coding, when you are designing uh, these applications. One thing I usually engage with the in-house developers at my workplace is emphasis to ensure that they embed or they adopt security at every level of their development phases. DevSecOps is part of them now, and that is the most important thing. Someone won't develop something and not take care of security. So the security bit is so important. However much it will involve AI, friends, guys, AI is also actually being used to simplify attackers gains. They're now leveraging on AI to see how they get into our spaces so easily. So it's not all about saying that, okay, I have AI enabled systems are able to identify the attackers and you're comfortable with that. No. Now that's where the attackers have gone. They have reached that level that now they are leveraging on AI to launch these attacks. For example, deepfakes. Someone comes out with a Francis Topacho during authentication of some of the apps from nowhere. You don't know where they have gotten them. The fingerprints, they're trying to forge and make it real. The voices, you see, all that those deepfakes are in the play. So let me proceed. Yes, so what are they doing to get into our spaces? Social engineering. This is the most common way attackers are getting into our developed apps, our organization, our networks. What do I mean here? They are using phishing as the most adopted way to lure users. You see, they say uh, we, the human element, are the weakest point. We are able, we are easily convinced to perform actions that give them that chance to get in. And just as you see us convincing each other, please, I want this. This is what an attacker does. They are good at writing those mails. They are good at using AI to come up with those enticing emails, which they use to launch their attacks through payloads. They can also attach malicious files. So it is serious. Ransomware, ransomware attacks have also now increased. I understand one of our uh, sister telecoms here in South Africa were also a victim to this, but of course details were not clearly brought out. But yeah, it's a very serious thing. So ensure that you have serious backups of your environments. Backups are so important, and test these backups. Don't just have backups and you keep them. No, test them and make sure they are able to work. You are able to use them in case of an attack, ransomware attack, man in the middle attack. Now, this is also a very serious thing I've experienced from my within Uganda. I think one of the subscribers for Visa was, I think, lured into such an attack. After making the registration and the booking for the Visa card, the guy goes into is pushed to a site to make payment, but the site he was redirected to wasn't right. You see, so he made the payment, money went off, and that is a serious thing. Denial of service attacks. I know most of us who have been in the networks, this is an area we experience a lot. And also developer systems go off, network, everything is okay, but you are unable to access the service. An attack has taken over your systems. Another one is hacking. Yeah, we have red team hackers who are good at this. They are able to get deeper into your systems without your knowledge. And the most important pathway or attack vector that we need to keep out on is the insider threats. We think we have hired the right people for the jobs, but these guys, these ladies become a problem to us. You see, they don't want to follow policies. They come with ideas for they want more money. Some it's because of ignorance, some of it's because of lack of knowledge. So please ensure that you do what? You train your staff. Give them extensive trainings and simulations. Don't just train and leave them there. Train them, let them have simulations so that they're able to assess the level of uh, criticality within them. So measures, I know most of them we have talked about them. Awareness training. Technology alone cannot what? Protect you from everything. We, the humans, are the weakest link. So we need to be trained from time to time so that we understand what cybersecurity is and what is expected of us. End user protection, please ensure that your gadgets, please, when I say gadgets, I don't mean only laptops, computers. Even your mobile devices should have protection. They should have protection, antivirus protection. It's very important in the event that you have downloaded a malicious file. It is able to do what? To close on to that. Proactive monitoring, uh, security incident and event management solutions. Please, Sims, let's have them. You see, at times we may say that we have everything, we have the expertise to identify this, but the SIM does it quicker and it's more efficient, saves time. So let's have those solutions in place. Patching. I don't know how many of us on call here have updated their applications on their mobile phones for the last 2 weeks. Uh, n- I know most of us don't do, but it's very important. Nowadays, these attackers have taken it on even to WhatsApp groups. I know they try to ask you to click to so that you win, click so that they give you money from, I think, uh, World Food Program. What also on Facebook, I've seen that. I've seen that also on there's WhatsApp, Facebook, and also other social media platforms. Please patch not only the computers but also your what? Your phones. Your antiviruses that I talked about it. So I also had highlighted about incident response. So at the end of the day, colleagues, friends, we are born to what? Cyber attacks in our organizations, at home, in the bars where we are with our friends, in our families. You see, cybersecurity is everywhere. Cyber attacks are everywhere. It does not mean that it's only in at workplace. No, even at home. Just the way I told you, your nude, uh, your private videos, your private pictures are on social media everywhere. So when such things happen, please there should be what at least a flow you need to follow to ensure that you are fully covered and you get out of that mess. Here, what you see here is a crisis management flow. The key points that you need in case of any cyber security attack. So, one, come up with a framework. Come up with it's called a playbook. Come up with a playbook. That playbook is so important. The playbook shows you what needs to be followed in the event that you are attacked. A playbook shows who constitutes an incident response team, you see, and there should be representation from the board. It is very important. A security crisis management plan, if there is no presentation from the board, then it is useless. It is close to nothing. So there should be presentation from the board. It might be the MD, it may be the executive ED or the ED or executive MD, anyone at the board level. It is very important. Also ensure simulations of this cyber incident response playbook. You need to practice it from time to time so that you are able to follow through in the event that an attack is experienced. There is what they call the security operation centers. This center is very important. These are guys, they don't sleep, they work 24/7 so that we are able to, for of course, for the top management to sleep. These guys are able to identify or detect threats immediately, respond and prevent in the event that anything happens malicious. So you find they call us even past midnight, at 2 o'clock in the morning, anytime. So your phone has to be what? Up. And these are specialized. They have the skills. They know to identify. They know how to identify any malicious lateral movements happening within the networks. So it's very important. So uh, as I move off this slide, please think before you click. It is a very important thing. Keep it on mind. Your mails, your WhatsApp messages, before you click that link that I've sent you to win something in the mailbox in your WhatsApp groups, please think, did you apply for it? And which charity organization do you belong to get that important uh, fund that you are trying to look for? So from cybersecurity point of view, there are a number of services and technologies, at least you should be minimum, you should be having in place to what? To help you in your daily activities in your role run smoothly. The first one is a service, and this is a attack monitoring service. So this helps you monitor your networks and systems for potential security events and breaches. Yeah, there are a number of tools that you can attach to this service. If you have it, just know you are safe. At least you are able to identify with time in case something malicious comes in. Access management, please ensure that you have this service. This is to help you identify authenticated and unauthenticated users in your environment. We develop systems, and some of us overlook this, but we need it. You need to also have a service that rides onto your applications too, a word to give access to your applications. It should be something that is centrally managed and is easily administered. So, and also when we go to endpoint security, very important for your devices to keep up with the good health. In the event of any malicious file download, attachments, or uh, network attacks, these are able to block out all those activities. Network security, very important. Please have the firewalls the NACs, network access control, or network access control tools. Let them help you block out any unwanted devices on the network. Encryption services. This now goes to the developers, the coders, the girl coders. Please never develop an application that doesn't have encryption services enabled on them. It is really useless in that when you see this data being moved or being exchanged within your application, really easily accessible. Have encryption at rest and also in transit. I know you know how to do that. There are different technologies you can use or improve on. There is TLS. Yeah, use TLS 1.2. I know now 1.3 is also coming through, because I think in the next few months 1.2 is getting absolute. So we need to move to 1.3. That is for data in transit. Then have IS 256 or SHA-256 enabled for data at rest. So it's very important. Threat prevention and response. We looked at this the SOC. This is a very important area. Ensures the security of data and prevents unauthorized access. So your SOC is very good, should be in place. There are a number of tools that do also this at a database level, and also for persistent, let me say, administration, you can use alerting mechanisms and all tools in place. So I don't know whether I've shared some good insights around cybersecurity. I know most of us in the development or the coding world at times say that we are speaking Chinese, but please don't feel offended. In case you need my assistance and then any clarity is required, please reach out, and I will be sharing this with you guys. I don't know whether there are questions, but I beg to submit here. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Francis. I think I've been trying to answer some of the questions on the chat box, but if you have any questions that are directly for Francis or Phumudzo, please kindly type them out. But I also do see some hands. I think we can take a few hands. I saw Kanyisile Makubu. You did have your hand raised. You can open your mic and do ask the question? Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, Kanyisile, I think we've lost her. Anyone else, you can raise your hand. If you have any questions.
Zinhle, there was one question that was asked. Okay. Oh, I do see there are two hands.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one question that was asked during my session. I've just spotted it now. And the person was asking what I've built using the different AI tools that I've presented. I just need to remember who asked the question. There have been a lot of messages that have come through since. But just to answer the person who asked, some of the cool tools that I've built with Replit specifically, that's the one tool that I'll share because it's very, very easy to use, given that there might be people who don't necessarily have a coding background on the call. I did a talk in May. It was a DevConf talk. And during the talk, I gave a presentation on Replit, and I built an investment tool in Replit. And how I did that was I gathered requirements. This is also just me giving you ideas on how you can approach your solution during the hackathon. I gathered requirements for what's needed to build the application. So in my case, I wanted an investment platform that I could build, that I could pick different stocks to invest in. For example, I want to invest money in Apple, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, etc. And I wanted it to basically give me a prediction for how my stocks will perform in 10 years or 5 years or X number of years. And yeah, I built that application in less than an hour, and it had different features such as verification for the stocks that I want to invest in. I could also include things like the ability to download documents from my application. So, in whatever solution you come up with, just think that far. Think about all the different bits that you might want to incorporate in what you're building. And yeah, so Replit is the tool that I used. I've also built, this is a personal one, but I really enjoy being out on the road, traveling. I built a traveling diary that shows the different parts of South Africa and the world that I've been to, and the different people that I've been with. And that's just to show you just how capable these tools are. And by the way, I did this without needing to do any coding. And just to highlight what Francis said, security is everything. So when doing this, be wary of what data you share, even though paid versions are a bit more secure, but you always need to be cognizant of what you're sharing with these AI tools because, like I said, they're still fairly new and there's no telling how far their training models go. So that's just the answer to that question, right?
Thank you so much, Phumudzo. Dee, I think you can go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes, my question is for Francis. Hi, Francis.
Hi, Dee.
This is Dee. I'm also from Uganda. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Though I'm not in Uganda now. I'm in South Africa.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I just wanted to ask about cybersecurity. How often do you get threats? For example, working at a bank, is it like a daily thing or is it every single minute? There's always someone trying to hack into the bank. How does that work?
Okay. Threats every second you're getting threats. It depends on what kind of threats you are trying to talk about. But yeah, we get heat maps every time, and we are able to monitor them. But of course, you have to categorize them based on what is being okay, what are they trying to do, the level of criticality. Yeah. So yeah, threats are always there every second, but yeah, it's important to see what kind of threat you are trying to work around with.
Okay. Thank you for that. Another question is, do you guys also code in cybersecurity or there's no coding? Because I'm just wondering, what's the career path for someone interested in that? Is it something someone can get into easily, or I need to like look for a whole bachelor's degree in cybersecurity? And is there coding?
Yeah,
Those are the two questions.
cybersecurity is wide. That's what I can tell you. It's wide. Of course, we have those who are cyber coders. These are guys who come up with different solutions. For example, I know of someone who uses Python. Uh, he uses it to, of course, develop your AI solutions just to beef up the and also make it easy for us in the SOC area when it comes to identification and also detection of these threats. So it is wide. And also, of course, there are coders. We usually encourage those with coding background to come through with an area. Let me say, when we are doing application security tests, we need someone like that. Why, you know your code, you know what, it's easier to deal with someone who has written code. They will be knowing what all those tags do, and also assess the different levels of security within an application. The authentication level, is there some kind of security or control in place? You see, it's the fields. How are you enforcing validation within those fields? Uh, I know guys who do let me say authentication at database levels. How is it how is it enforced within your code? You see, we need such people. And by the way, don't be discouraged if you feel you have uh the the urge, the thirst to join. Please, this is the time. Me, I was in networks. I did networks, I did infrastructure, but because of my dream to be here, I had to force my way through. So as a coder, you can still be a cybersecurity expert. You can come through.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dee. Anyone else? Any question from anyone? You can raise up your hand, and then I'll just cover a few frequently asked questions if there are no other questions from anyone. Yes. Khudirwane. Sorry, I hope I'm not pronouncing your name incorrectly.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, you did pronounce it correctly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, for me, my question is my concern on the usage of AI tools. Right. I understand that it helps code better and yeah, with that, right? So when I understand what skills are we supposed to focus on growing for ourselves, like so that we can be able to be useful in the future. Because if AI is taking the job out, it is helping us code and think. It can help us code and think. What are we bringing to the table? What skill are we supposed to focus on developing?
That's a very, very good question. And it actually ties into a question that Ngwenya asked in the chat about vibe coding, since it's trending right now. So the one thing I want to highlight is that AI shouldn't necessarily take away from the fact that you are a software engineer or you're training to be that. I am a back-end Python engineer by profession, but there are places where AI is very useful for me. For instance, in cases where I'm writing APIs or I'm developing models that need to be tested, I'm not a strong front-end engineer. I actually suck at it. And where AI is helpful is it ends up being a code developer with me. So I use it for things like developing UIs, for example, to test some of the APIs that I'm developing. And that's the thing with AI, like any other tools that have been invented before, it should be an assistant, not a replacement. So in a case where you are strong in front end, for instance, but you want to develop something and you want to get a go ahead in back end, this is where tools like Gemini, ChatGPT can come in handy to assist you to do that. So the first thing I would encourage is for you to look at AI tools from that angle, not necessarily a replacement, but an assistance. But it also doesn't take away from the fact that that industry is changing. And right now, yes, we do have a lot of vibe coders and people who use AI tools as coding assistants. And whether we like it or not, this is opening another world to software engineering or engineering in general. Just like how back in the day, you didn't have IDEs. You didn't code in IDEs. You used to develop in Vim, for example, or text files. That's how engineers back in the late 90s, early 90s used to develop. But as these tools came up, they started adopting them into how they work. So with vibe coding, if you are in the early stages of your career, I wouldn't encourage you to use AI as a crutch, but rather as an assistant to whatever you're developing. If, for example, you're writing a piece of code and you're getting a bunch of errors that you don't understand, AI is great for analyzing and explaining in a very friendly way how some of the challenges you're coming across work. So yes, vibe coding is trending. Yes, there is a lot of fear around what AI is going to do to the software engineering industry. But if you are using it right, it should act as a tool that assists you. I hope I answered both your questions well.
Thank you so much, Phumudzo. I had actually noted those questions down, but I think you've answered them. Because I did also see a question about the use of AI in building this solution. So as Phumudzo has mentioned, you should use it as an assisting tool. So don't just on ChatGPT type out, please create this for me and then submit that. So as she said, use it as a helping tool, but do also do your coding. And then let me just quickly go over the frequently asked questions, and then I'll go back to the chat box. So it was asked if the session is recorded. Yes, it is recorded, and we will be uploading it onto our YouTube channel so that you can access it anytime that you want. And then you, in terms of starting with choosing your teams and starting with the coding, we have sent out an email to all South African participants to join a Discord channels. We will be doing the same for the other countries in the following week. So you will receive an email that will lead you to our Discord channels. And in those Discord channels, you will be able to choose your team members and start deliberating on your solutions, because the problem statements will be shared on the Discord channels on the 22nd of August. And then in terms of submissions, I know that on DevPost, there is a section where it says submission is due on the 22nd of August. So you are not required to submit anything. On DevPost, you just need to register, and then you will get the following steps are via email. So on DevPost, you are not submitting anything. You're just registering, and then you will get a response from us. And then in terms of the fees, there are no fees to join the hackathons. You just need to be able to get yourself to the hackathon venues on the days of the hackathons in the different cities, which I have shared on the chat box. And then in terms of the Discord channels, as I mentioned, they will be shared via emails. The venues, I have shared them on the chat box. Yeah. Mandy, can you please just let the participants know on the next steps in terms of what to expect after applying on DevPost?
Certainly. Afternoon, everyone. So you should have received an email. If not, we're more than welcome to reshare it with everyone who has joined today. And this email just includes all the next steps from now onwards. So with the first step being to register with on our DevPost. So ensure that you and your teammates are registered, every single one of you, not just one person to represent the team. Every single one of you needs to be registered. This is also just to ensure that we have all the numbers and we have all the teams in the same place. And please ensure that when you do register, if you're a group of four, all four of you need to be in the same area. One cannot be in Kenya and the other in South Africa. You all need to be at the same place. And then the second step, you will need to await for a confirmation email from our team. So after registering, you will get a confirmation email. And this confirmation email will entail whether you've been accepted into the hackathon, and it will also include all the other details. And the third step is to join our Discord channel, and this will be shared in the confirmation email. So the email will come in to say, congratulations, you've been selected to be part of the Hackathon 2025. And here's the Discord channel for your country. So please ensure that you join that Discord channel, because that is where you will get all the information with regards to your particular venue, let's say, quote unquote, details. For the South African team, you will be all in one Discord channel. And then for the other countries, you'll also be in one individual channel. So for Kenya, you'll all be in one channel, Uganda in one, Tanzania in one, and so forth. And in there, that's where you'll get all your problem statements. You'll get to ask your questions. You'll get to just engage with the team with regards to your country-specific queries. And then the fourth step is now where we are today, where you'll be attending the webinars. And this will be communicated soon, as it has been today, and with the upcoming webinars. We have 2 more webinars upcoming, so do ensure that you attend each and every single one of them. You never know, maybe a question might be asked and then you get an inspo from it, or you get your questions answered. So just ensure that you attend all the webinars. And then the last final step, which is the most exciting step that we're all looking forward to, is just to attend the hackathon weekend from the 11th until the 12th of October, 34 hours of coding, of fun, of networking, and just putting yourself out there and just testing your limits. So please do ensure that you adhere to these steps. We will reshare this email again, but do ensure that you adhere to every single step and you understand everything. And there's no submissions needed. Please do note that. Absolutely no submissions besides just you and your teammates registering. That is it for now. Thank you, Zintle.
Thank you so much, Mandy, for sharing that. Just a few frequently asked questions that I saw again. In terms of the rules, we will be sharing an info pack with all the successful candidates, which will have the rules and all the information that you will require about the hackathon. And then in terms of the successful candidates criteria, you do need to be between the ages of 18 and 35. You do need to have coding experience, so you do need to know how to code. You don't necessarily need to have a code like a coding degree, but you do need to have the experience and proof that you know how to code and you know a few languages. And then another question was about the successful candidate. So in terms of knowing if you're successful or not, an email will be shared to you if you are successful, and an email will be shared to you if you are unsuccessful. So whether you are successful or not, you will get an email that will be stating if you're successful or not. Otherwise, I think those are all the questions that I saw. If there's any other questions, yes, Unati? Unati, you can go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Opila, you will follow after Unati.
I have a question, right? If you did before and coding in an academy, do you still qualify for the hackathon?
Yes, so if you have attended our previous hackathons, you do still qualify unless you were a winner. So we do not allow previous winners to join the hackathon. If you were like the official winner in your city, #1 winner, you are not allowed to join the hackathon. Opila?
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
The deadline to apply on Dev Post is the 22nd of August, correct?
That is correct.
Then there's a form that was sent out on the 4th of August, just like asking to get to know us better, but it says the deadline to complete the form is the 8th of August. How is the deadline before the application deadline?
Are you from Joburg?
No.
Oh, Okay, I know with South Africa, the deadline, I mean Johannesburg specifically, the deadline has been closed because we have reached full capacity. But initially the deadline was the 8th of August, and then we pushed the date to the 22nd of August a few weeks ago. So maybe that could be the confusion there, but the deadline is closing on the 22nd.
Okay, thank you. For the Google form as well.
Yes, the Google form as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Mpumelelo.
If you have registered but you haven't found the email that she is talking about.
If you have, sorry, I didn't get that.
You have registered on DevPost, but you haven't received the email that she is talking about.
After you registered on DevPost, did you not receive any email?
No, I only received the email that said that if you are from Johannesburg, what it's for, but I'm not in Johannesburg, so I was confused.
Okay, then you will get an email of whether you're successful or not by the 22nd of August.
Now I'm asking because she said that she received the email about asking her about herself, and someone else did tell me the same thing. So I wanted to understand, I didn't receive that kind of an email. What's the process?
Okay, so we have started vetting our applicants. So maybe she's in the front end and she has received that email already, and then yours might be coming. I saw another hand, Unati.
Sorry for asking again. And I want to ask about the venues about the hackathon. I'm in Cape Town, so we are quite confused.
I didn't get that. Your network is breaking a bit. Unati? Okay, I think we can move on to Lois.
Hello everyone.
Hi Lois.
I wanted to ask if would you recommend this hackathon to someone who can code but is not an expert at coding but can code? Or
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. And I think you actually attended the perfect webinar, which had AI, and Phumudzo did share on a few coding tips that you can use if you are not necessarily an expert in coding. AI, I think, is the best tool to assist you in this case. So you can start using it to just practice on your skill to ensure that when you start building, you are able to build a good solution. So I definitely would advise you to go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Unati, if you can just kindly share your question on the chat. I saw a few more questions. Mandy, is there any questions that I have missed?
No, I feel like I think we have covered everything. Oh, we have one. What happens when one of my team members is not successful?
Successful, yes, that's the question I was actually looking for. So if your team member is not successful, unfortunately, you have to start with a new group on your Discord channel because unfortunately, they won't be joining us for the hackathon, which is why it's advisable to start picking your teams in the Discord channels instead of DevPost. So after registering on DevPost, just ensure that after you get the email to join the Discord channel, you join that Discord channel and then you start looking for your team members. Yes, Hudi Roane, your name is such a mouthful. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay. I want to understand, are we starting our solution right now, or we're gonna start developing them during the hackathon?
Okay, so the problem statements will be shared on the 22nd of August. As soon as they are shared and you have your team members, you can start working on your solutions. You are not limited to start on the day of the hackathon. We actually would advise that you and your team start bringing ideas on how you're going to tackle the problems prior to the actual hackathon day. Thank you. How do you register on DevPost? So you just follow a link. Mandy, I think it is on our Instagram.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
I'll also share it in here.
In the chat, please do. You just follow the link and then you apply. But if you're from Johannesburg, Kenya, and Botswana, unfortunately, those 3 cities are full capacity, so you won't be able to register. What are the criteria for one to get selected? So as I've mentioned, you need to be 18 up until 35, have coding experience, as well as be within the city of the hackathon. So you need to be able to travel to the city, to the venue rather. I saw another hand from someone.
No, we're all good.
What do you mean Nairobi won't get registered? And Nairobi. So with Nairobi, it's full capacity at the moment. So if you did apply, you will be receiving communication if whether you're successful or not soon, because they are currently vetting, but the form is full capacity, unfortunately. If you haven't applied prior, then you cannot apply. Okay, I think that is a wrap if there are no other questions. So please do, if you do receive the email with the Discord channels, yes, Anne?
Hello, mic check.
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm in Kenya right now. I'm in Nairobi, and I am just a little bit confused because you see, I saw the hackathon on Discord, so I registered, and then I got an email saying you're in celebration, whatnot,
Yes.
and keep an eye on the email because we will be sending further communication. And then after that, I received another email telling me to register before the 13th of August. And I was a little bit confused because I had already, registered prior, but I didn't register again, but I have sent it again. So does that mean that I'm not in? What was that? I would like some clarification.
Was the email stating that you should reapply on DevPost?
No, because I've already applied on DevPost. That was why
I think.
Yes.
Yes,
Hi
Mandy.
there, and Felicity. So the email that you received about registering before the 13th was for this webinar.
Oh, it was for the webinar, not for the hackathon.
Yes, not for the hackathon. Yes.
So the first.
Sorry, please say that again.
And whatnot. That means the first email saying that I got in the hackathon. That one is what I should follow. I should not be worried and panicking.
Yes, you're on the right track.
Oh, okay. So I just wait for the links and the whatnot.
That is correct. That is correct.
Thank you.
So, and yes, we will be sharing communication in terms of Discord channels for the other countries in the coming weeks. So do check out your emails for those. And then in terms of the email, now I get the confusion. In terms of the email that you had to submit before the 8th of August, it was for this webinar. If there's any confusion on that. We have 5 minutes left in our meeting. I think we can call it a wrap. I see that Mandy has shared the DevPost link. So if you haven't applied as yet, you can be sure to apply. Thank you so much, Phumudzo and Francis. I think this was a very successful workshop, and please do share the slides with me so that I can share with all the attendees. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Really
Thank
appreciate
you, Zinele.
being included
Thank
in this.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I saw another question that I'm very keen on answering in terms of laptops. You are required to bring your own laptop to code with. And then I saw another hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No questions. I think we can close it off here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next webinar, which will be happening on the 29th of August. By then, you would have known if you are successful and you would have started in terms of building your team. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.